And we're back on ChicanoTube. Let's go ahead and pick up exactly where we left off right now. So I am going to be over there on Saturday. This is the mega show. You guys, the mega show is happening this Saturday. Loco 64 again, one of the baddest lowriders. That is a fact. That's not fiction. That's a fact. You know what? I forgot. Let me get the chat up, you guys. Let me get the chat. While you guys are coming in and hitting that like, I appreciate you guys. Live on ChicanoTube. It's open talk. It's every single Wednesday. Live on ChicanoTube. Hit that like. And we're live. Let me get that chat up, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to get it up right now. Give me a second. And then, of course, we'll get to all the intros, the formalities, and it's open talk. So this is for the people. This is exactly what you guys want to talk about, not what I want to talk about. I don't want to be up here, blowing hot wind. I'm trying to be helping the people, helping the gente. How could we elevate, get to the next level? I'm going to start off this show by giving out shout-outs, as always. I want to give a shout-out to, hey, first off, the Chicano channels, Chicano. Tony A, AC, Marvelous, Chicana channel, my sister, Jen Magana. Shout-outs to her. The tickets I got right here, 6 tickets. The Tavares Mega Show, huge family man that does a lot for the community. I was talking about I went to the Giants game. Hell of an experience, but let's get past that already. Talked about it a little bit, but the Oracle Arena has more than 40,000 pinchy people. Man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. What it is. Machete. He said, back at it. Troquero Locochon. I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate you. And go and trip out on that interview on Convicted Hearts. Really, run those numbers up, man. That's my Chicana Hermana. That's a good name for a channel, huh? The Chicana Hermana. And it's open talk. So let's go ahead and just get right into it, you guys. This is exactly what you guys want to talk about. Someone commented and said, checking in with Swifty Blue, and did I see Adam? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I seen them. They check in. Again, they're trying to make as many viral moments as they can. And that is what it is. But checking in, the streets ain't even organized like that. But again, what I was talking about is this, is you are going to attract that if that's what you go around. No matter if you're a family man, no matter if you got your kids, no matter whatever like that, what energy are you giving out? Because really, I'm going to keep it 1,000. Wow, los amigos, that they a lot of them, when they don't evolve and they don't elevate, they hate. And even that hatred could be detrimental. And that's something you don't want to go through. That's what it is. Okay, we got it. Foom, I see you, my boy. Little R13, que hubole? BF, he says. Órale, pues. And shout out to another Chicano channel, OG, Triple OG. So if you're going to step on YouTube, best thing to do is just go. You need to go check in. That's who you need to check in with. You need to check in with OG, Triple OG. So shout out to OG, Triple OG. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So we'll talk. It's open talk. I don't script none of this stuff. This is exactly what the people want to talk about. You want to talk about trending stuff? We could talk about trending stuff. You want to talk about like Brawny? Man, he had cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest. That's crazy. To be that young and have cardiac arrest, there's some questions behind being that young. You know what I mean? And having that kind of what was going in his body is the first thing that I would think about. Tenía un doctor or putting something in him, because a lot of the times when you're that young, it just depends. Something, the body rejected something or something happened. It could be a lot of things, right? I don't want to say Dios because all of it, right? We don't want to put everything on Dios. But for Brawny to be that young and go into cardiac arrest, when I heard that news, I didn't even know. I wasn't even hearing it. I didn't even know. For him to be that young, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I send mines over there to them. The family immediately is going to just break their hearts and be right here by his side and wish and hope him the best. BF says, Mikey, I have a topic, bro. You just drop it right there. Drop it in the chat, gente. Drop it in the chat. We can talk about what the people want to talk about, you know. You don't want to talk about Hunter Biden again, right? Ese pinche way, because he did make news again. Otra vez. I know, and then people are like, oh, you're talking about the Bidens and Bidens. Shit's making the news. You know what I mean? He signed up for a fucking deal, and then, excuse me if I'm cursing you guys. My bad. You know, I actually put on the settings, not for children, you know, but I don't want to rule, you know, kids out. I just got to watch it. Watch la boca, ¿verdad? The deal that he had made to come up in front of prosecutors and plead guilty, tax evasion, and waive a gun charge and all this other stuff, that got thrown out today by a judge. You didn't hear about that? It was nowhere on the news. It really wasn't. You had to kind of dig into it to find out this shit. Wait a second. The president's son goes to court and it's not on the news? You wonder why. You wonder why. Anyways, the judge looked at that and said, wait a second. This agreement that you guys have is for 100% immunity. That means he won't be able to be investigated ever again pertaining these things, right? That's what immunity is, right? Well, guess what that judge ruled today in court? She said, I don't think that's constitutional. And why did the judge say that she didn't think it was constitutional? Because he's currently still being investigated for those things. So even though she could have hit the gavel, technically the judge could have hit the gavel and he would have not been under those charges investigation anymore, because now when they hit the gavel, the plea agreement with federal prosecutors would have been executed. It's done, and now it's history. It's officially in the past as soon as the gavel goes down. But the judge says, wait a second. You want to give this vato, and I'll get off of it. A lot of people get in their feelings, emotion. I don't give a shit. You want to give this dude Hunter Biden immunity for things he's currently being investigated for? I don't think that's constitutional. All right, let's move on. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Spence Crawford or something, huh? You want to talk about the peleas coming up this weekend? Or how about, I guess I'm putting a plug for it. I got 6 tickets right here. And again, they're not for sale. I wish I can give them away, you guys. I can't. The Tavares Mega Show is Tavares Mega Show at the Salinas Municipal Airport. It's going to be good. It's going to be real, real good. Did anyone drop a comment and let me know what lowrider is better than the local 64s? And I'm talking about only show cars. I'm talking about only candy lowriders, but show cars, okay? I don't think that car's ever even been started. It's ever been started. Gente, what I didn't let you know is it was a notification, and it said there was an outage in the area. So, and you're going to think I'm lying, but it's because, you know, is that okay to show? Is that okay to show? Yeah, just don't want to blast it in. Spectrum service alert. They're at 7:40 p.m. They fucking sent me this. So if it goes out again, my bad. I'll just upload it and edit it into one live. And we got as far as we got, gente. I really appreciate you on Wednesday night for supporting Open Talk. We talk about more than Chicano issues, but Chicano issues are primary right here because that's who I can identify with. That's who I grew up with. Matter of fact, we're talking about Spence and Crawford. Guess who's co-main event? Guess who's co-main event? You got two essentially same countrymen, but they advertise Cruz as Mexicano with the Mexican flag, and they advertise Cabrera Mexican American. Why? Because he's born here, el cabrón, ¿verdad? Por eso es Chicano el güey. So I'm torn right there. But Mike Tyson did a viral clip the other day and said if there was one fighter that looks like you, reminds you of you, Mike, who's that fighter today? And guess who he said? He said Isaac Pitbull Cruz. They're sleeping on that card. That's happening this Saturday, gente. Alongside my baby girl's birthday. Alongside my baby girl's birthday. And this is going to be a family-friendly event, okay? Don't come with those pendejadas. Don't come with chingaderas, okay? And so family-friendly event, and tickets are almost sold. These are sold. I'm holding sold tickets in my hand. Not even, if I would have just gave them to the gente right here and paid coach and said, hey, here, cabron, I want to give some tickets away tonight. There was no tickets. These are already sold. But anyways, I can get you some. So anyways, we're talking about, Cruz, Cruz and Cabrera. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So they're advertising Mexicano versus Chicano. What's the difference? It's the same blood, right? It's the same blood, gente. But one was born on the Mexico side, and the other one was born on the U.S. side. And it is what it is, right? Driving over to the Giants game, I had a great conversation with my daughter. And she was like, Dad, if I marry this, is he's going to be a Chicano and all that? I said, baby girl, I just want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. I'm the way I rebranded the channel, we're going to give so much information and level everyone up now. I told her, I said, if you just watch a couple videos, you already know. You already know that answer. But I'm going to let you know that it's yes. Even kids of Chicanos keep the name going because of both parents. Let's not argue that, because we're not going back to that conversation. No, we're not. We're not. Gente, from here on out, we're not going to go back to any kind of low-level conversations that are just going to hold us back. At the beginning of this video, I gave shouts out to specific channels, right? Hater World, Marvelous, AC, Tony A, right? Channels that I believe if they got together, could really do the positive. Could really do the positive in the neighborhoods. I'm not saying they're not doing the positive, but I'm talking about unity. I'm talking about, you know what? Whatever was done was done. Whatever was said. And we're moving on, and that's it. Not leaving anyone behind, because if we're going to preach it, then we have to practice it. I ain't leaving no one behind, right? But, of course, there's some pendejos that no one wants to associate with, and I respect that as well. You want to hear about pendejos? Go and trip out on Convicted Heart's last interview, where we get into the raw and the gritty and talk all that stuff right there. Let me read some comments. My bad, you guys. Again, I got a 7:40 mid-live. I got a notification, so that there's an outage in the area. I don't know how long I'm recording this for, but I'll upload it together in one clip for the gente. Okay, so I'll get to that. Floyd Chavez, I see you. There's Floyd. Sneaker aficionado. Floyd Chavez, man. Floyd Chavez. He has a collection. Little R13, orale, getting mo. Floyd Chavez, I see you. X-rated 559. Didn't Cruz lose bad the last fight? You know what it is? That doesn't take away from Mike Tyson saying what he said. Wait, Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson. Do you remember that one UFC? It was like in 2012, 13, 12 or 13. I remember where I was at. I was renting, and I remember where I was living at that time. And it was the first heavyweight one, and I think it happened in Brazil, where it was an all UFC heavyweight card. That means it was all killers from the top to the bottom. Well, Junior Dos Santos knocked somebody out. Junior Dos Santos knocks, and I know he's on the decline. He knocked somebody out, and he jumped over the octagon. As soon as he knocked him out, he shook Mike Tyson's hand. He jumped back in the octagon. Pinche Junior Dos Santos, killer, straight bona fide killer. Right? Lethal hands. Kane found out in the first fight, even though Kane got his get-backs, which, we got to get our get-backs. Si se puede podcast, I see you, my boy. I was in Frisco yesterday, that Oracle Arena is off the chain, man. 40,000 people sit there, and they're all chanting, it was gacho, man. They were chanting, don't get my A's fan. Don't get mad, my A's fan right here. My A's fan, hit mute. Or hit the dislike button. Fuck it. Hit the dislike. But hit mute. They were chanting, sell the team. Sell the team. Gacho sauce. But you know what? The atmosphere was like no drunk people, no unruly people, no people that it's like they don't drink the liquor. The liquor drinks them. Those pendejos, no one on that vibe. Everyone was just vibing. Me and my daughter, you guys seen, I posted in the community, right? Some of the comments are wild, man. Beachy comments are like the Wild West. Chicano 1, I see you, my boy. Chicano 1. Is it? Okay. Positivity, he says. Yeah, that's see, positivity, because you should be evolving, gente. You should be evolving every 4 or 5 years. I'm going to keep it real with you. You shouldn't be in the same place you were 4 or 5 years ago, because then that's stagnation and there's no growth there. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. And to you that are on this is for the youngsters that are in the streets. I know they're thinking, yeah, but you know what? The homies look at me funny. They want to see me. They want me to do what they are doing all the time. And I feel when they tell me we're just going to be right here holding it down, and I don't hang with them because I got goals, you feel a certain way. You don't need it, to the youngsters. You don't need anyone's permission to level up in life and to evolve. It's called evolution. You should be. And respectfully to those that live that life and want to make a career out of it, or I guess I was saying the homies, I would never disrespect that. I would never disrespect that ever. How could I? I came from that lifestyle over 20 years since the day I pledged day one. I remember pledging it. You can't forget. You have to walk a pinchy line. Pledging it day one. So I'm never going to forget. And I'm in the community every day. Same neighborhood every single day, but now on the positive. So let's call them the homies. They still fix my cars. All of them are body shop guys. All of them are paint. Why are most of them body and paint guys? Órale. They just see the energy that I'm giving out. And when I come around them with that energy, they don't have those expectations to be on a lower frequency anymore. They know my frequency is too high for that. Matter of fact, the frequency is so high, it shuts it down to the point where they can't even come at me with anything that has to do with the BS. And of course, if something happened, I defended the family and I had to fall in the ranks again, and I have to do what I have to do. Okay, I was grown that way as well. I was raised that way, and never with a family did I ever think once that they would have to live with anything that I did consequence-wise. That would never happen. I'm a little bit more old school than that. Dan the King's fan. Orale, still waiting on those torta stories, this guy says right here. Pinchy Dan the King's fan. Hey, those YouTube handles are cold, huh? Some of those candles are cold, man. X-Rated 559. What you think about Nick Bosa from the Niners? I know, man. We're going to open talk it. Okay, and if you want to give a call now, let me see. Disconnect. Connect. 831-205. I want to hear your questions live on the phone. I know some people don't want to be on ChicanoTube. I mean, some people don't want to be broadcasted. What do I think about Nick Bosa holding out? It's exciting. Here come the fights. I talk a little bit more about fights. Football. I talk a little bit more about fights in football. But what I think of holding out is pura parabola, man. It's pura parabola. You know what I mean? People hold out to the end. Prescott, they weren't even going to pay Dak Prescott nothing. What were they going to give Dak Prescott? And they jump on Jerry Jones. He's narcissistic. And again, I have no fucking horse in the race. He's controlling the team too much. Jerry Jones doesn't stay up in the booth. He needs to stay up in the booth and mind his own business. Billonario, oil tycoon. Have you seen Jerry Jones's boat when he does the draft? Have you seen that? That yacht is major goals. Major goals. And all Jerry Jones, I'm talking about the Cowboys now. All he wants to do is have one more Lombardi. But anyways, they paid Dak Prescott barely to the end because he was questionable. What about those injuries? It's a gamble. It's a gamble. And then the TV hypes up all these rookies, and half of these rookies or more maybe statistically flop and don't do nothing ever. Now we're talking sports talk, right? But don't forget, Spence and Crawford is a big one. That's coming up on Saturday, gente. What that is it's called an undisputed fight. An undisputed means finally there's a unification one time of all the championship belts, and one guy can say, I'm the man. At this weight, at least, I'm the man, right? So, little Artrese, Cowboys for life. He wants me to keep talking about this shit. I seen a picture of that was wearing a Cowboy jersey. Keefe D. Remember Keefe D? They raided, my bad, you guys. They raided Keefe D's home was in Vegas? For sure it was Nevada. I know it was Nevada. And they confiscated a couple bullets. And they still have the clothes and the bullets Tupac got shot in. Of course they should. That's forensic. That's evidence. They should have all the forensic evidence because you never know down the line when all of a sudden something surfaces, you guys, and because they stored it with some kind of organization system, they just got bullets. Now I'm not saying, we'll get to it. They just took bullets, a hard drive, a laptop, and maybe 4 or 5 more items from Keefe D. And I was just thinking, no, he did. Okay, that guy, he testified. Okay, and that is what it is. You know, you make out of that what you want to make out of it. I'm here giving the facts. He testified. And when he testified, he signed an agreement. It's kind of like the immunity deal that got shot down today with Hunter Biden. He signed a deal with the district attorney, and when the judge saw it in court, it says, you're granting him immunity in the future from all these charges that you're currently investigating him for. That's unconstitutional. You can't do that. But anyways, I'm digressing. Keefe D, home was raided. I just started thinking, he's been talking nothing about, he's just been talking about this riding the wave, which is his story, you guys. I'm not knocking him by saying, oh, he's just talking. He has the copyright to his story, just like you have the copyright to your story. Don't ever let someone say that you can't tell your story, because those are your experiences. And by you opening your mouth, you could have helped 1, 2, or countless more people, which is really God's work on this earth. So never, and don't be ashamed of what it was, because your next move, your next choice takes you in a whole different direction and advances you, and you just don't have to go backward anymore. All right. Anyways, Keefe D. That'd be crazy. They pulled that. So now they're pulling out the clothes from Tupac. They're pulling out the bullets that were in the car, riddled, and I'm sure they're the ones that hit his body. I'm sure they're the ones that hit his body, and we're gonna see where that goes from there. So that's a trending story. If you guys want to talk about trending stuff, let me read the comments real quick. Machete, over time, the word Chicano has grown to embody more than a Mexican-American identity. That's true. There's the traditional definition of it, but then why are we trying to encapsulate this word and put it inside of a box? There is the traditional, I'm not saying there's not a traditional sense of it, but why are we trying to box it up? I really don't mind. What I do have a problem, okay, a message to the youngsters. What I do have a problem with is when they just put the word Chicano and they identify that with Charlie Browns, Dickies, and Ramflas. That I have a problem with. That I do. Why? Because it's showing that we're still in that hood mentality that I'm not saying wasn't a part of the culture. You see it real cool. You see someone real cool on Instagram, right? Peinando su pelo, and the dude got trousers on, and he's leaning back, and only the top button is buttoned, and he's getting inside his ride, or Chicano say ramfla. But that's not all Chicanismo. And a lot of that clothes, actually, just to let you know, a lot of khakis and white shirts was just clothes because a lot of us Chicanos were just limited on clothing, and that's just what we wore. And on top of that, the youth authorities that they made, like in the 1950s, when the gente was coming out of the youth authorities, they were just dressing the same. Anyways, all right, let's get back to it. Randy Jean, I see you, amiga. Randy Jean's in the casa. Air hugs tight. Another ChicanoTube ladies. I see you, amiga. We made it. We got disconnected once. I had a power outage, and we're back. Fume 209, I see you. Spider-Man's in the house. Up, Mikey, Miss Diaz. I'm getting this off right here, trying to do an open talk, cabrón. I send mine. Yeah, that's right, man. All the way to Stockton. So this Saturday, you guys, I'm going to be ring announcing. You know what? I'm also going to do a meet and greet. We're going to do a meet and greet as well at the Tavares Super Show at the Salinas Airport. It's going down, okay? Pre-sale tickets, which are sold out, $30, $40 at the door. It's $40. And I'm going to be ring announcing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do something like this. Probably put a little GoPro on for the gente and give you a little bit maybe of a 360 view. With the GoPro, I thought that'd be something different. I didn't want to do the same thing. I really didn't. Yeah, that was crazy. That one with the Keefe D. Troquero Locochon. Inoue. I know. Let's talk about that one. Man, that guy. The Asian fighters are not represented that well. There should be more Asian fighters, you know what I mean, from that part right there, coming out. Just Asia, let's just say Asia, the whole thing, I don't know the continent, but there's different countries, right? We had a Manny Pacquiao, right? We had a this and we had a that. But Inui is a monster. That dude Fulton was unstoppable like Carl Russell Jr. He had fast hands and was putting them on people. But guess what happened? He met a monster. That's what happened. Jerry Fuentes, I see you, my boy. It's Wednesday. Wednesday night. It's open talk. Spider-Man, I see you, my boy. Randy Jean, I see you. You know, and so let's get back to Chicano issues. We're coming up on nominations, and should Chicanos be concerned with voting? Should Chicanos be concerned with voting? We make up one of the largest demographics in California. I'm talking about nearly 40%. Nearly 40% of California. Could you imagine, gente, if we were to mobilize?
Call from
Brother Alfonso.
Could you imagine if we were to mobilize together and what we can get done? If we just all of a sudden cared about voting rights. I don't know why we're putting voting rights aside. Our forefathers thought about that. Alfonso, my boy, I see you. You're live on Open Talk. ¿Qué dices?
What's up? What's up, Big Mikey? What's up, Silliness Report? ChicanoTube, man. Vengo con una ofrenda de respeto. You know what I'm saying? I'm a brand new podcaster, bro. I seen you go from your from your primary Regal to your undercarriage chrome candy paint studio, dog. And I say that with respect, man. You inspired me to even start my own little podcast, man. I'm starting it small. I'm not even going to say the name of it, but I'm going to tell you like this. Your voice, what we're doing here is important. And thank you, bud. Thank you for what you're doing, man. We got to keep this noise loud, man. We got to keep this noise going, you know. And honestly, what I want to say is two things. If you permit me to say this.
Oh yeah, the floor is yours.
On August 5th, 6th, and 7th, va a haber una marcha from San Jose to San Francisco, 49 miles for 3 days. And they're doing it for 8 million immigrants that could apply for permanent residency. So la gente se está moviendo otra vez, man, and we're inside of this we're inside of this channel, man, where everything is moving within the Central Valley, bro. And a lot of people don't understand that the Central Valley is as important as the Amazons in Brazil. Like, if the Amazons was like to like a natural disaster was like to evaporate it, bro, that's how important the Central Valley is. We feed the world. If we're not working in the field, we're working in the warehouses. If we're not working in the warehouses, we're driving the trucks. If we're not doing that, we're doing this. And I'm getting involved in this, man. I was a part of a march. I don't know if you've ever been a part of a march, but it's a life-changing event, man. And there's going to be another event on August 12th at the Cesar Chavez National Center. A car show, Mikey. I hope you can make it, bro. Bring the canal, bro. I'm telling you, dude, they're doing it right there where Chavez is buried at, bro. Right there in the corazon of the people, man.
Hey, Alfonso.
We understand that.
Hey,
yeah.
Is it every Chicano town has a Cesar Chavez Park, or is it just me?
Honestly, bro.
Or Cesar Chavez Street, like Frisco. My bad.
A lot of people don't understand that the California robbed Cesar Chavez of over 200 contracts that he had with the state of California, bro. The Teamsters were truck drivers, but they turned into labor, and all that belonged to Cesar Chavez. But they gave him a holiday, and they gave him parks, and we have to utilize these things because we have land across America, bro. There's not going to be any more people that they're going to name parks after, streets after. It's Martin Luther King, and it's Cesar Chavez. I know there's things that Cesar Chavez has said in the past that people will not agree with, but you know what, man? You can't judge a man for one thing he said on his whole life accomplishments. And we're here for the people, man. My podcast is called He Said Play the Podcast. I'm baby stepping, bro. I'm following your guys' lead. Yo nomás tengo corazón and the fire in my heart, bro. But I'm watching you guys, and honestly, man, Si Se Puede is a term that we should all accept, all as people. It goes all the way to Chicano Park. It goes all the way to San Francisco, and it goes all the way to New York, bro. This is this is the vibe, that we're on. And honestly, Mikey, like I said, when I say candy paint from primer to, Salinas Report, I still want to call you that, because I like that name, dog. But the Chicano too, dude, you went up, bro. You're giving us an example que sí se puede. ¿Tú sabes?
And just exactly, one of my favorite models right there. Hey, what city over there then had like the UFW headquarters? Is there one that had something like that? Because Salinas, you probably know this, is we're on the corrida run. We're on the corrida stop as far as cities go, like Yuma and all that. So we had a UFW headquarters. ¿Dónde está allá?
Right here in Modesto, in this area, bro, there's a lot of ranching and a lot of people going. The last time I was a part of a march with AB 2183. That's how I truly got involved. I'm coming in this as a student and somebody that's passionate about the Chicano level, and I have so much to learn, bro. But let me tell you one thing: when you march with the people and you hear them saying "Si se puede," bro, it consumes you. It changes you, bro.
That pride
you
hits
will never
you.
Look at, bro. I'm telling you the truth, bro. Like if you turn, respectfully, I say this: the Huelga bird upside down. It's a pyramid, bro. It's an Aztec pyramid, and there's a lot to the cultura that we have to bring the ofrenda de respeto to this thing again, man. And it's real, bro. We love our down south brothers. We love our up north brothers. We love all our brothers, bro. And we have to build a chain that makes this thing whip, bro. And people like you, people like American Cholo, that you see Cholo, man. We gotta support this. That's Big Brother right there. You know what I'm saying? And all these Marvelous and
Shout
these
out
guys
AC.
and these guys and these guys. Hey, se están moviendo la gente. You know what I'm saying? We're rising again, and we're gonna rise above our wounds into like giraffes, homie. Where we see four. We're gonna be like giraffes, dog. Where we see the future. We see what's going on in the future. But I don't want to take too much of your time, Mikey. I've always wanted to tap in. I said vengo con una ofrenda de respeto to your channel, to the people here, to Triple OG, to everybody, Machete, everybody, homie. Puro respeto. I'm right here in the Modesto, Manteca series area, and I'm representing that Si Se Puede podcast, and I'm trying to make you guys proud, man. I see what you guys are doing. We all got a voice. We all got to soul up our little areas and start influencing. Con eso, I'm out, Mikey.
That's
Thank
right,
you,
my
buddy.
boy. Appreciate you. Alfonso's in the Casa Si Se Puede podcast. He was hitting on a lot of very key points, right? That has something to do. Our history is something that I'm definitely going to be talking about here. And someone had commented, what are your thoughts with, my bad, what are your thoughts on, why are you going to bring just, Chicano history and this and this and that? Well, one, because I can, and that's period. And two, is because it's information, and the gente don't, we're not passing identity down to our children anymore. Let's just keep it real, man. We're so busy with work. We get caught up. It's called life. And I got this to do and I got that to do. And the TV's selling me this dream that I have to break my back for 50 years and retire with the 401k and really end up with nothing and live paycheck to paycheck. All these things, and we're missing one of the most important things that we should be doing as parents to our children, which is teaching them identity. Teach them identity, just like Alfonso that was on the phone right now. He got me fired up. They said, wait, he's got Chicanismo just burning through him. But again, that's identity. All we can speak about is what we know, what we grew up with, adversity, the struggle, what it was. And that's why people can relate to people like me, people like you, people like Alfonso that speak this. And I just got to keep it real, whether I offend anyone or not. I got the balls to say what people just are thinking, and I'm going to say it. At this point, that's just how I'm going out on my videos here on out. Man, shout out to Alfonso. He was talking about a lot of key things. Chicanos getting together, mobilizing, doing a lot in California. We could really take over. Man, we got 52 representatives and the highest amount of delegates in the Congress in the country. And almost 40 the statistic is like 39.6. 39.6 of Californians are Chicanos, or they would call Mexicans or Mexican Americans. That's huge. All we got to do is get past the BS. Stop looking for the differences all the time. Well, you look like this, you look like that. I get it. I get on hanging on all of those because we can just nitpick differences all damn day. But what happens when the people get together and move in one direction? We don't got to have 10 million people. Give me 300 Spartans. When the 300 Spartans raise their voice, shit gets done. That's positive. That's for me and it's for you. And it should be positive because you should be evolving. Now, again, don't get this twisted. A lot of people get this twisted by when I say they see me and I talk about the blessing and I'm blessed and this and that. When I say I'm blessed, I'm not talking about material things. When I say I'm blessed, I'm not talking about money nor material things. I'm talking about what should have took me out, didn't take me out, didn't even scratch my soul, because God is good. That's where my thinking's at. I'm talking about evolving, okay? I'm talking about you can't think the same as a teenager in your 20s, and in the 20s, the 30s, 40s. I know a lot of people don't think that far ahead, but to the youngsters, I tell them you need to. You need to. I don't want to see these youngsters that just are out of control, spinning wheels, shooting anyone. There was no innocent bystanders getting hurt. That was a shame. For one, you'd get it. Two, you'd hang your head down low. Because you already know that wouldn't have been accepted. All the shit that happens right now. That's why people say check in with Swifty. For what? There ain't no organization. They don't ever get like that. You talking about internet shit? King Little G slap Swifty. Because King Little G said it. You didn't hear the podcast? I think he said it on was it the Hater World? Man, shout out to the Hater World. And I don't want to misrepresent anything or say something that I think I didn't hear. I don't have the most perfect memory. My wife knows that. Shout out to the executive producer, the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife. King Little G slapped Swifty when, I think, on Hater World, and said when he approached them, he was just saying, oh, that's just clout chasing. Oh, that's just clout chasing. It's internet shit. That's a whole new... For now, for clout chasing, people catch cases and throw the rest of their lives away. And don't know until 10 years go by, 20 years go by, 30 years go by when they're staring at a pinchy cement wall. What could have been, I actually have way more respect. There's some individuals that didn't grow up in that environment, gente. They didn't grow up in that life. They didn't grow up in an environment. Every day wasn't a war zone going to school, school of hard knocks. You know what I mean, right? They didn't grow up in that environment. They could have grown up, just a little bit more sheltered, a little bit more covered. And I've met some individuals that grew up like that have that think less of themselves. They think less of themselves because they grew up sheltered in a sheltered environment, and because the rest of the gang or the guys or maybe it was their class, right? That you graduate with a certain class, right? These are the people that are your age. Maybe most of the guys, they started catching cases, or they were just doing what, typical Chicanos did, and they didn't. They were more sheltered. Bro, you're blessed, man. Don't let no one ever tell you. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't have to. This is one of my primary messages over to the youngsters. I wish I didn't have to go everything to get to the point of understanding of what I got now. And I tell you guys this because you see the glory, but you don't know the story. And a lot of people just say, well, Mike, and positivity, and that's falling off, and that's turning your back. And, well, you know what? Then I know where you're at. Because if I'm the smartest motherfucker in the room, I'm in the wrong room. If I'm the only one that wants to level up, I'm only going to be as smart as the gente that I flock myself around with. Just the other day, right? I was speaking with someone. Won't say who, won't say no background, something like that. And I was speaking with him, and when I was speaking with him, I got the vibe, oh, this guy, he's a knucklehead. He'll still do what he does or throw his life away or easily get triggered or boom, and then that's it, and it's over. And maybe even a 3-strike case or something like that. And I'm like, I can't do that. That energy that I give out, it don't attract that anyways. And believe me, I believe in that. I'm not talking about energy. Like, I don't know. When people talk about energy, I guess it's like when I have my pets, right? I got my golden doodles, or you see me, right? Follow me on IG, and you get to see the pinchy dogs that look like lions. Those dogs are energy driven dogs. That means they know, hey, they don't want you to get close to them when they know you're about to whoop that ass. But they sense you coming in a loving, pinchy manner. They're just like humans. They sense you coming in a loving manner, and what kind of energy do they give you? Opposite energy. Now they want to connect with you energy. Now they want to embrace. So I don't know what really energy is, but I believe if you visualize something, you're going to manifest it, gente. If all your aspirations and every that just go through your mind every single day, if all you're thinking about is arguing with people, is hate things, there's YouTube channels that just, some of these channels are like, fuck, man, it sounds like hate speech all day. Some of them sound like doomsday channels all day, where they're telling you it's the end of the world, and go buy all the toilet paper and grab a bunch of buckshots and cohetes and bullets, and you never know, it might jump off at any time. There has to be some kind of balance there. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to go out that way. I'm going to go out preaching that message to get as many as I can, trying to level their pinchy lives up, man. And I'm taking as much as I can with me. To the youngsters, the hood is always going to be there. The hood is going nowhere. Most of my life, I played pick up where I left off. Go back to mom's house. Same old room. What's changed? Years went by. Mom got more gray hair. All she was doing was sending packages. And sometimes it was me and my dad and my father away. You think I want to go back to that? See, it's because some of us, we forget our misery. We get out here, don't know how to, that's not a lot of people. People that are, have a level head on usually don't flip. There's those pendejos. You've seen videos of them. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They flip. Everything they were taught and goes out the window with 4 Bud Lights. I wanted to drink a White Claw the other day. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna drink. I already brought it over here, and it was one of those hot days. And my wife, she helps me set up, man. Shout out to the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife. And she goes, "You're not gonna drink that on the live, are you?" I'm like, "Honey, it's like 90 degrees outside. No, keep it professional." To the youngsters, why can't we bring that back? Make that trending. Make that popular, youngsters. How about class? How about respect? Let's get those things trending again. How about humility? The youngsters don't want to hear that. I know. I don't want to hear about it neither. But you're going to block the blessing unless you do these things. Unless you want to live the fast life, and then that fucking fast life slams into a wall, and then it was what it was. As the memories flash through, because I that's what I think happens to everyone, is the fucking memories are gonna flash right in front of our face. The highlight reel, like the reels you guys do on IG, follow me on IG, at ChicanoTube. The reels you guys do on IG, that's gonna flash before your eye. I believe it. I was at the cemetery today. I seen another burial. I looked over there, and the date was an 11-year-old boy. It was an 11-year-old boy. Parents haven't stopped going every single day. I believe I believe God's children just go straight with Him. So you ain't gonna judge God's children, because that's what the Lord said. He said, "These children, you need to be like them. Bring them to me." So I believe God's children just go straight with Him. But anyways, the rest of us, I believe there will be a highlight reel played. And you think I'm joking around when I'm saying, you think it's some kind of cute little YouTube slogan of mine that I tell you guys every day. In the end, all you got is the memories. Like as if I'm coming from some salesy, oil slick car salesman, like some cats. They're just, trying to sell everything on YouTube. You think I'm telling you that? No, I'm telling you some real shit. It's going to flash before your eyes. Kevlar 559. What it do, Mikey? I send mine. I appreciate you, my boy. I went to the Giants game yesterday. I got a lot going on right now. My daughter's birthday is the same day as the mega show. I got tickets right here, my boy. I wish I can give these out, but they're gone already, man. There's 6 of them to the Tavares mega show. Ooh, look at it shining right there. Like kind of shiny mega show at the airport in Salinas. It's going to be a good day, man. Someone check all my gente from Salas. Check the temperature, cabrones. Let me know how hot is it going to be. I might have to wear a polo, seriously. But I see you. OG, triple OG's in the casa, man. I appreciate you. If you didn't hear me, OG, I was telling them you're new on the YouTube yada. I said, you just go and check in. You either get the pass or you get it revoked. And it is what it is. Troquero Locochon, I see you. K. Califas Chicano, I see you, man. That's what's up. SE, I see you, amiga. Gracias for tapping in. And the wifey, she says, Sinaloa. Gracias, amiga. I appreciate you. Wyoming says expiring. I'm just keeping it real. This is where I'm at right now. I don't got time for bullshit. I was talking with a broker buddy of mine in the office the other day. He goes, hey, how many youngsters have you seen outside of the gates, outside of the walls, that have actually told you, Mike, from what you said, look what's going on, and you changed my life? Well, not changed my life in those words, but how about these youngsters that all of a sudden are putting the cuetes down no more, that's making it more safer for my family, and is making it more safer for your family out there on the streets, and tell me now I'm in community college, I'm in college. You told me one class I taught to the youngsters that they were taking notes on was the difference in the college systems. There's community colleges and then the universities and the CSUs, the UCs and all that. And I was telling them what you need to do, youngsters, is hone in on what you want to do. See, I tell them this after I see their mentality open up and shift, because I give them real talk. I'm making them think, even though they're teens right now, and they're, another youngster the other day came back on a cuete. He came back. He wasn't even out 2 months, gente. And he got busted with a cuete. And he's back inside the juvenile hall, and they sent him back to the youth center. Shout out to him. I'm not saying anything. I just mentioned him. They got tablets over there. I'm just saying, this is the guidance that the youngsters need. We need to do what the Bible says. He says you need to turn the hearts of the sons back to the fathers. That's what we need to do. Why do you think the motto of the Pinche channel is Dios, Familia, y Cultura? Those are 3 pillars that I think help me and help you evolve in life. Evolve in general. Don't base nothing on bullshit. Don't base nothing on what's going on the internet or how the internet tells you your life should lead. Because let me tell you, Elon Musk, it was a Joe Rogan the other day, and they've been clipping that interview up. And he was talking about, he owns Twitter. He could buy these platforms como nada porque tiene el billete, tiene la feria al güey, right? And he's talking about, it seems, people, they upload their best photos, and it's almost fictional, because your best moments in life, of course, in real life, don't happen consistently like that. But it's some kind of subconscious gratification that to the people, that what people generally do is compare themselves to the people. So there's this false illusion on the internet that winning looks like this, that winning looks like that. And I'm telling everyone on ChicanoTube, that's not what winning looks like. I'm going to tell you what winning looks like in life. Winning is when you have character, you have love in your heart. If anything, my mom taught me, she taught me kindness will fucking take you a long way in life. And as if you have those 3 pillars that I put on ChicanoTube embedded inside of you. Dios, Familia, y Cultura. You might not agree with all of the pillars. And of course, it might not even be Chicano. I named it ChicanoTube in the wifey. I'm going to tell that story as well. I'm going to tell that story how we came up with that name. I named it that because that's what I can relate to growing up. But now I'm changing it. You see, the evolution as a person has you. I'm trying to change it, okay? It ain't always going to be khakis and biscuits and Cortez. And shout out to OG Triple OG. Pinche Avatar. OG Triple OG on the Avatar. He has some size. What size are those? 52s? He overlaps the 52s, and and he retired a couple pendejos this year off YouTube too. It's evolving from that. You're not just going to stay there. You're going to end up growing up and growing out of these mentalities. Because robbing, stealing, and killing, how far does that get you? What career or what job has that inside its job description? Or that's what you need to do and that's what you need to master and major in order for us? No, ninguno. It's actually abandonment of the family. That's what happens. Because you pledge, and I did it too. I know. I remember the very first, you can't forget. You have to walk a line. And basically you fight back until you're almost unconscious. But it's just the guys doing what guys do. I remember that. But one thing they didn't tell me was, you know what? Life happens. You're going to see people die. Like I was over here. I went up to Delano the last time. I'm going to tell this story as part of my story. If you really want to catch some nitty-gritty, go and trip out on the interview with mi hermana, Jen Magana, on Convicted Hearts. We're going to probably wrap up in maybe, let me see. How long are we going? 50 minutes. Okay, we'll go 10 minutes. 10 minutes more, you guys. We talked about some raw and some gritty. She asked me some of those questions. Of course, I want to provide value, of course, over to the video so people will go over there. And I talked about some things that I never talked about before. 90-day observation, stuff that I put in the members only because the youngsters can see that as glorification and romanticization, period. That's just me. I'm only doing what my conviction leads me to do. You do what your conviction leads you to do. You got to lay your head on your bed at the end of the night and you got to come to terms with what you did. And I got to come to terms on what I did, right? So I told that story. I said I was over here. I was in Salinas Valley. And I had relatives left and right dropping. First off, the counselor over there in Delano told me, I said, I want to go to CTF or over here, Salinas. And he said, well, you have too many points. I guess they gave me 39 or 4. I think it was 39. And he goes, and no one has ever asked me to go to Salinas Valley. And it was like a muscle reflex to me. I want to go. Why? Because I wasn't going to get a visit. Keep it real. That's part of my story. And then when you have people dying, parents dying. I mean, my father died. My grandmother died. I was like, you can't take my mom. Lord, let me at least see my mom. And here I am in this fucking environment, which is a shithole, hellhole, that I can't believe why people nowadays would stick their chest out and brag about this shit when it was all nothing but a waste of time. That's all it was. A waste of time. You hear anything otherwise, they're from this new generation. That's what they're from. They're not from the old generation. OG Triple OG, I see you igualmente. Sinaloa, real talk. I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias. Machete. That's right. And so you need to outgrow your old self. That's what you need to do. Again, winning is not what the internet says. Winning is what you say it is. Fuck what everyone else says it is. It's what you say winning it is. Let me tell you what mi madrecita querida told me winning was in life. Teniendo Dios, donde vivir, que comer y ropa en tu espalda. And to this very day, como testigo el Señor, with my heart, and really my heart is where I'm at, is I just want to help people. That's where I'm at. I'm going to help as many because I know how the blessing works. And I do that out of a pure heart. I'm just trying to help people, period. Ain't no one can come and say on IG they got at me and I didn't help them. Or they asked me real estate questions and I didn't help them. That's where I'm at. Is I'm outgrowing who the hell I was now in my 40s. I'm in my 40s now. I can't think like the youngsters anymore. Matter of fact, even if I go around the area where like the youngsters are, like say a bar or something like that, which I don't, but I feel fake. I feel like I'm trying to act like I'm 20, and I'm not 20 anymore. I'm not. And again, I'm not knocking the youngsters. They understand where I'm coming from. I ain't trying to take the neighborhood out of you. I'm trying to tell you, you can be from that same neighborhood, but you can be making the right choices that'll make mom proud, dad proud, set you up for a future you didn't think of, because one day you're going to want to settle down. And instead, this fake illusion of street cred, I don't even know if that exists anymore. Or what do they call it? They gave you that automatically, like when you made the news. or something that horrible happened. You made the news. But there's stories of these youngsters pledging their allegiance. The same day they get put on is the same day they catch a life sentence. That's how cold the game is. I put a video out. It was maybe like 2 months ago. I did a wedding, and I ran into an old school partner of mine, and his son has 2 life sentences before the age of 21. The son has 2 life sentences before the age. He caught 1 life on the street, and in there in less than a year. In less than a year, he caught another L. He's not even 20. He's not even the age to have a drink yet. And now he has 2 L's on him. Of course, I did think about it, and I said, you know what? A lot of the times a lot of them had a lot of adversity because all they saw was us hanging around, the driveways, doing what we do. And when they were with their little chavalitos or the cousins or the friends or something like that, they're just imitating. I get that too. That makes me feel bad. A youngster that I seen in diapers, actually seen in the mom's belly first, and then in diapers. And I'm like, when I heard that, I had no words. The youngsters, though, if you still got a chance, even the youngsters that tune in from the camp, you still got a chance. Even the youngsters that tune in at the juvenile hall, you still have a chance. It's not too late. You're going to do what you're going to have to do while you're in there. I understand that. Okay, very clearly. But when you come home, don't put moms through the bullshit again. Don't put grandma through the bullshit where they're visiting you all the time. Those fucking visitings, man. I remember moms all too often, man, walking down a long hallway with all kinds of snacks, and she could barely get on. She could barely walk. She's visiting me. The wifey. You know what some of these ladies do? They drive, they spend the night on the side of the road sometimes, or sometimes at the hotels, or sometimes on the side of the roads, just to be in line early to get a number, just to be harassed and be groped sometimes, felt up sometimes, and humiliated. To go inside of an environment and sit down and then have people looking at you and putting more rules. They go through all that shit. The guy comes out, or the girl. It's more rare, right? Or the girl. The guy comes out, and this is dysfunctional.com. Dysfunctional.com right here. Richie Lokes, I see you, my boy. I send mines. That's right, Richie Lokes. You're from the Bay, right? Yeah, I was in SF yesterday. I went to Oracle Arena. Gnarly Vato. My mom had 2 sons in YA. Yeah, and most of my buddies, older brothers, were in YA or in placements, or running from placement. One time I asked, I said, man, I started hearing stories about placement. Oh, they go watch movies and they eat popcorn and all that. I'm going to keep it 1,000. This is what the lawyer told me. He said those placement homes are only when there's instability in the household. The lawyer told me that. I don't even know what that means. I could try to describe it now, but he told me those placements that they send the youngsters to were only when they had unstable homes. And I guess because I had both parents that I didn't. That's right. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Many more videos coming soon, but remember what I always say, in the end, all you got is the memories.